What is cerebral palsy? Mrs. Gbadebo asked her sister, who is a medical doctor, upon learning about her son's diagnosis of cerebral palsy in 1997. She didn't expect that there was a possibility that Laolu could have problems, though he was born prematurely, but she never imagined the challenges that lay ahead. The Gbadebos, a small family in downtown Lagos, full of life, everyone caring for the youngest family member. Laolu Gbadebo was born with cerebral palsy, a neurodevelopmental disorder which disrupts control of movement, blamed on oxygen deficiencies during pregnancy or birth. This affects his motor functions. As a result of this condition, he suffers from major pain and weakness on his legs and lost his ability to speak, among other things. Despite a weak lower body, spastic leg muscles, zero sense of balance, Laolu is a jolly fellow. Though he seemed fine at first, after several months, Mrs. Gbadebo began to notice that sometimes Laolu can be very floppy. Other times, he seemed too stiff. She knew she wasn't hitting the same growth and motor milestones like her older sons.
I went to the best hospital and I was told that sometimes, because it was premature, that they get over these things. And it's true. Some children, you see them that they'll be so slow. You know that something happened, but they'll go to school, they'll do everything. So he said, I shouldn't worry too much, that let's just keep watching him. He will choke. And then when he was 6 months old, there was no neck control. And luckily, he wasn't my firstborn. I've had 2. I've actually had 3. I lost the girl. So I knew the developmental growth was not normal.
With several doctor's appointments later on, she finally received a diagnosis of cerebral palsy.
I just packed my things from Kano, left everything, took my children, they were in primary school then, came to Lagos, and then went to Dr. Shejirabat, who was a neurologist, one of the foremost neurologists in Nigeria. And he did the scan, and he was the first person to tell us that Olaoluwa has cerebral palsy.
Retired flight captain Gbadebo immediately went to the internet, searching for anything and everything about cerebral palsy. He felt frustrated by the limited information that specifically addressed the needs of parents.
At inception, it was like we didn't know people with cerebral palsy in Nigeria. But we started. We had knowledge of a couple of schools or homes in Lagos. We visited them. In fact, at 1 or 2 of them, we tried to take pictures and they wouldn't allow us to take pictures of our visits. They wouldn't allow us to take pictures of the children. And we had to start to explain to them that if people don't see these children, then they don't even understand what we're talking about.
Mrs. Gbadebo went through the stages of adjustment. First, she experienced a period of emotional crisis characterized by shock, denial, and her initial reaction was followed by depression. Eventually, she reached the 3rd stage, in which she had to come to terms with Laolu's condition.
So a lot of times I wanted to give up, but because of the grace of God and my family and my friends and my church, so you just find out that, God gives you the grace to get up each day. Until now that his brothers are grown, so they help lift him, they do, and he talks to them, he loves everybody. So lots of times I wanted to even run away.
Learning to adjust to a sibling's disability is necessary. Their condition may require a large portion of family time, attention, money, and psychological support, and the implementation of a strong support system.
A lot of times, we'll have to say that our freedom compared to even like friends and family members is a bit less. Because of the unique nature of my brother's situation, me and Dad, we tend to stay home a lot more to help out. It's only of recent that we're able to get the nurses, so before then, we always used to be around to help out, to take care of him. If there are problems, we stay, that kind of thing. So we kind of notice that we don't have the same free time as some of our other friends do.
Most times when I tell them about my little brother, they are, some would want to pity, but at the end of the day, it's like they have seen me and they have seen that I am free and outgoing, and I don't even try to hide it. So when they finally get to meet my brother, it's normal for like 2-3 minutes, you're a bit reserved because you don't know how to, but after 10 minutes, when you meet Olaolu, you just fall in love with him, like, and then you just tend to love him like anyone else would.
In Africa, because of lack of adequate social space for those with CP, for many parents who have children with cerebral palsy, it's so bad, so hard to deal with, that they don't even take them out anymore.
The issues of drooling, seizures, and one or two things don't exactly make them attractive to the average person. So until we can educate the public to understand that this condition is not contagious, it's not infectious, you'd have those who, out of fear, would not want to associate with a family that has a child like that. Even if you provide free medical care a few kilometers away from where such a family live, how do they get that child to the hospital if they don't have transportation?
Now, with Benola Foundation, the Gbadebos offer advice to parents and help parents locate schools and homes where children with cerebral palsy can live a fulfilling life, hoping that one day cerebral palsy can be cured. Cerebral palsy or not, Laulu is full of life and bounces with joy and happiness every single day. But lots still needs to be done for people with cerebral palsy, especially as regards to raising awareness and expanding our social space to accommodate them.